Hey guys, welcome to the park. A horror game that DLive22891, my friend DLive, told me about. Just came out, I guess, today, though you're seeing it tomorrow, which is now today for you, so it came out yesterday. Something like that. In any case, this is another psychological horror game, this time no heartbeat sensor. All I really know about it is that we are supposed to be going to an amusement park. So that can already sound horrifying and looks horrifying, so let's get to it. The park is a narrative experience best played in a dark room wearing headphones. It deals with subject matter that may be disturbing for some players. During the course of play, the park manipulate graphics, audio control settings, and your sanity. This is perfectly normal and you should not be in any cause for alarm or psychiatry? What? In any case, it is pretty dark in here. I've got one big bright light shining on my face that you guys can see my beautiful bloomers. Boomers? I don't know. In any case, there's one light on here shining on my face. Other than that, it's just my monitors and me with my lovely black background. And that's really creepy. If I look at my my camcorder, I can see just like my eyeball in one of the dark spots.
In my heart and mind, I always return to Atlantic Island Park.
Oh. Atlantic Island Park, you say? You must be our protagonist.
Where's Mr. Bear?
Mr. Bear?
I haven't seen Mr. Bear, Callum. Stay in the car. I'll go and ask information.
Okay, so that's our son Callum, I'm guessing. And he lost his bear. Okay. Look at them trees. Is it fall here too, just like it is in Cincinnati and most of the US and world right now?
Attention patrons, the park is now closed.
Uh-oh.
Please make your way to the
Bingo.
car park at your earliest convenience.
Look at the happy little son.
Employees prepare the park for shutdown.
Thank you for the announcements. The vans. Interact with the objects in the world? What can I interact with? Can I interact with the vans? There's a sign here. Examine plaque.
Callum was born the day this place opened. This is his favorite place in the world.
Atlantic Island Park, a tribute to the untamed heart of Solomon Island and the people who used their talents to bring the dream of Nathaniel Winter to life. May this park be a place where joy and laughter are gathered and used to infect all of those who follow after. Infect? Is that foreshadowing? Is this really Plague Inc? Just applied to a park? Park main. Okay, well, I can't drive a van, so that stinks. Mr. Bear? Information and tickets. Oh, there's a guy here.
What?
With weird glitches happening to him and us. You okay, lady?
Hey, Lorraine.
Lorraine?
Lorraine.
How do you know our name?
Don't blame yourself, Lorraine. People lose things all the time. Take a deep breath and think about the last place you saw your son's teddy bear. Hey, stop! I think your boy just ran into the park. I'll unlock the gates for you.
Don't you have like security or something? What? Oh, here's the information. I was like, where is all this happening? Oh, let me see if I can turn on subtitles or something real quick. Is there a subtitles option? Yes, we want subtitles. Thank you. Sorry, breaking immersion, but I wanted to be able to have subtitles for you guys. Fire hydrant, Bill! Wait! It's really you! I've not seen you since Soma! I know, Bill. That was like 1,000 years, bajillion years or something from now. Well, see ya, Bill. Bye, Wade! Aw, I missed you, Bill.
Callum, where are you going?
Over here.
Where's over here? Up the escalator? Restrooms? Make a pit stop, Callum. Don't get... Never mind. We're good. Pretty flowers. Oh, read flyer. Pretty flyers and flyers. Atlantic Island Park. Welcome to Atlantic Island Park. There's Chad the Chipmunk, and he recommends for the little ones, try the something I cannot see. A ding-dong one of these little tiny words on my screen. One, because my contacts are a little fuzzy because I've been wearing them for a while, but try the tomato... The Tunnel of Tales for a gentle, family-friendly retelling of timeless fairy tales. I'm sorry I disappeared there for a minute, but I had to put my eyeball on my screen and smear it up and down so I could see. Hey, Bill, you want to read this for me? Can't wait! Alright, Bill. Appreciate you thinking about me. Anyway, if you guys can read that flyer, you have better eyes than me. Or you're closer to your screen. There's a guy. I thought he was in his underwear for a minute. Nathaniel Winter welcomes you to Atlantic Island Park. You're kind of creepy. Honestly, you look like you should have a Mickey Mouse head, but hey. Maybe that's just because Disney owns my company, Maker. I don't know.
There's something
there's Cal.
special about the entrance to an amusement park. A line drawn between the real world and the world of whimsy within.
That's true.
On this side, the apathy of our everyday lives. And on the other, anything we might dare to dream.
True.
It's no wonder Callum ran back inside. I wouldn't want to leave
I was
either.
just at a theme park. I didn't want to leave.
Attention employees, the park is now closed. Have a
about the
safe
lights?
journey home.
Just that light. I hear that, and I don't like the sound of that. Oh, is the hellish nightmare beginning so soon? Yes, it is. What? I'll open the gates for you, but then we're gonna shut down the park, not have any security guards, and let you roam around by yourself. And apparently we're gonna trash the place?
Oh God. The park. What happened here?
Why would you want to tell me that I can run right now? Am I gonna need to run? Is there a monster coming up the escalator? Or is it Bill? Not me! Alright, Bill.
It's easy to get lost here.
It's not that big. Let's see, we have the entrance, House of Horrors, Tunnel of Tales, Octotron, bumper cars, Ferris wheel, and a roller coaster. Well, the only place I don't want to go is the House of Horrors. Callum went to the House of Horrors. Damn it, Callum! Probably. But yeah, I was just at a theme park recently. Went to Paramount, or not Paramount. It's no longer Paramount. Used to be. It's now Kings Island, as owned by Cedar Point here in Cincinnati. Had a fantastic time. Do I have a flashlight? No, of course not.
Stop, Callum!
Oh, you little brat. I hope that monster mouth eats you. That really creepy. Oh, please don't. Okay, good. He hung a left. That must mean he's going into the Tunnel of Tales? Perhaps? Let me double check. There's another park map, 10 feet from the last one. Yeah, he's going to Tunnel of Tales, or else he's going over to Octotron the long way. Whee! What a horrifyingly decrepit park that should never be open ever. I've got a theory already as to what's going on. If you want to hear my theory, continue listening. If you do not want to hear my theory, skip ahead about 30 seconds or a minute. So, based on the way the park looks right now, compared to how it looked when we were going up the escalator, I'm thinking perhaps that Callum is actually no longer with us. And that, in fact, the mom is breaking into this park which is no longer functional. It probably got shut down a long time ago because she lost her son here and can't let go, and is going through a mental breakdown, believing that she's actually going back to the day that he went missing. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure we'll be going in there. Alright, well, that was my theory. Hopefully that was an interesting theory for you all. Don't tell me spoilers, please, or if you do put spoilers in the comments, please tag them as spoilers and maybe like put them down a few lines so people aren't going to be like, oh, hey, it was all a dream sequence. Oh, by the way, this is a spoiler. Dang it! Just to be like, spoiler, and then skip a few lines, then below the paragraph you can be like, oh, this is what actually happens. But, I don't know, I don't like when people really spoil things in comments. It happens, and you know, Unfortunately, like the last episode when I encouraged you guys to talk about what's been going on, it,
Where are
whoa,
you?
that orb thing scared the crap out of me whenever I clicked that. You know, whenever I encourage you guys to talk about the ending, I kind of encourage the spoilers, and in that sense, people that are going to watch the video, oh, hello chipmunk thing, are kind of risking it by going to the comments before they watch the video. And I understand people that do that a lot, but be very careful, because if you go to the comments on a video toward the end of a series, you're going to see some spoilers.
I think this belongs to
He
Callum.
ran right out of his shoes. Oh, good. We're gonna carry it with us. Nice. Actually get to see our feet and stuff. That's cool. It's more work than a lot of developers put in a game, so that's a cool feature. Hello, oh, can't jump.
Chad the Chipmunk, huh? Just a drunk guy in a suit.
Oh. Chad the Chipmunk welcomes you to Atlantic Island Park. Chad can be seen in daily ice cream sculpting shows in the following locations: 11 a.m. the Sideshow Alley, 1 p.m. the Octotron, and 3 p.m. park entrance. Chad the Chipmunk worst in class. Chad can't even seem to pass. Chad gets angry, likes to fight. Chad is beaten every night. Chad will have a dead-end job. Chad will die a useless slob. I went from bad to worse. I feel bad for the guy. I mean, I can't imagine being a mascot is too much fun in like the dead heat of a day in the park, but you know, getting to interact with kids and stuff like could be fun. Seeing people that are really excited to see you and like you make their
I
day.
wonder what this is.
It looks like words. Purchase the land on Solomon Island for a pittance. I might add whatever old Archie Henderson did to the locals. Just the mention of his name had people slamming doors and locking shutters from the moment I arrived on the island. This is actually really hard to read for me. My lawyers had arranged everything in advance, but the realtor still had to come and deliver the keys to me personally. He took it upon himself to offer me another warning. I don't know what you're planning to do with this land, Mr. Winter, but the sale here is bitter with a curse carried from the old country. And old man Henderson, he did terrible dark things since that boy came around. The land remembers, sir. I dismissed him shortly afterwards, mostly amused by his pathetic attempts at warning me off. I have great vision for this place, and the will to see that vision through to the very end. Atlantic Island Park. The name is perfect, and I cannot imagine it being anything else. This is the start of something amazing. It was the start of something amazing till that boy came around. That little boy Callum, and he disappeared, and his mommy chased him into the horrors of the night with the UPS man and the milkman. And if you don't know who I'm referencing, you don't watch very much South Park. I don't either, to be honest, but it's a good show. Albeit a little bit, base in its humor.
Come to mommy, Callum.
Callum? I don't know if he went here or not.
Callum, stay where you are.
I don't know if he actually went on this or not.
Callum, stay where you are.
Is that him on the boat in front of us? I cannot tell. It sounds like he's down. I'm gonna guess that he's on this ride. One, because it makes sense to start me off writing something, you know, relatively not horrifying. Because I'm sure this game's gonna, you know, push me in, and then probably end with the haunted house or the roller coaster or something. Starting off with the gentle kids ride sounds about right. The lights in the water look like eyeballs. Scary, nasty, mean, ugly eyeballs. Stop looking at me, swans. I miss Fire Hydrant Bill. Still here, wait. Good, Bill. I'll see you whenever I get to leave this place. You never get to leave. What, Bill? See you soon.
Near a great forest, there lived a poor woodcutter, his wife and his 2 children. A boy named Hansel and a girl named
Hansel and Gretel. This is a reference to a lot of
They were
psychological horror
very
games.
poor and had very little to bite or sup.
Okay.
What will become of us? The woodcutter asked his wife one night. I tell you what, husband, we will take the children into the thickest part of the forest tomorrow and abandon them there. No, my wife, I cannot do that, said the man. Then we will all four starve, you fool. Hansel and Gretel overheard their parents talking, and Gretel began to weep. Do not fret, Gretel, Hansel said. He crept out of the hut and gathered white stones from the ground to fill his pockets.
Smart boy.
The next morning, the woodcutter leads the children into the forest. Before they leave, their mother gives them a slice of bread and warns them that they will get no more food that day.
Thanks, Mom.
Clever Hansel leaves a trail of white stones behind them as they pass into the woods. When their father leaves them, the children wait a while, then follow the trail back to their parents' house. After receiving a thorough scolding from their parents for getting lost in the woods, the children are sent to bed without any supper. Hansel tried to sneak out and collect more white stones, but found that the door was locked. Tomorrow I will take them into the woods myself, the wife told the woodcutter.
That's so sad.
In the morning, their mother gave them a slice of bread and led them deep into the forest once again.
Excuse me?
Hansel broke his bread into pieces and left a trail of breadcrumbs to lead them safely home. But hungry-eyed birds snatched up the breadcrumbs and his trail was destroyed.
Nasty birds. How dare you?
Abandoned by their parents and unable to find the trail home, the children wandered in the forest for 3 days.
Yeah. Well, that was a short-lived little picture. This is cool, though. This is a cool little
The
design.
children stumbled into a clearing with an exceedingly strange house. Its walls were made of gingerbread, and its windows were panes of clear sugar. Hansel, desperately hungry, ran forward and began to nibble on the walls.
Gotta fatten you up, Hansel. Then I'm gonna eat ya! There she is.
Nibble, nibble, little mouse. Who is nibbling at my house? An old woman emerged from the house, sniffing the air and peering around with cloudy eyes. Oh, you dear children, who brought you here? Just come in and stay with me. No harm will come to you. But Hansel and Gretel stayed back, for the old woman reminded them of their cruel mother.
How's your mom? Is this lady's worse?
Come, children, don't be afraid. I have something for you.
Death!
The old woman offered them 2 enormous lollipops. The children took them and began to eat. You see, nothing to fear here. Come inside, the old woman urged, and the children, still licking their sweets, followed.
Don't you hate when you like hear a story like this and you know how it turns out and you want to be like, no, don't do that?
The old woman changed. She stuffed Hansel into a cage and put Gretel to work, sweeping and cleaning her hut. Your brother will make a good mouthful, the old witch told Gretel. Once he is fattened up, I shall feast upon him.
So gross. Ugh. So weird.
Time passed,
Still weirds me out.
and poor Hansel refused to eat, fearing the day that the witch would eat him. The witch, for her part, grew impatient. Today I will cook and eat your brother, Gretel. Climb inside and light the oven. But Gretel pretended not to understand. I do not know how. Where is the opening? Fool, the old witch said. The opening is here! And she moved to show Gretel. Seizing her courage, brave Gretel gave the witch a shove, and the old crone tumbled forward into the oven. Gretel slid a large iron bolt over the door to the oven.
Good girl, Gretel.
Gretel freed her brother Hansel, and together they lit a fire beneath the oven. And though she screamed and begged, the children sat by the oven until her screams had stilled, and the witch was cooked.
It's still pretty dark.
And then, because even children can't survive on sweets, they divided up the body of the old witch and ate her.
Oh. I don't remember that part, but that might be the actual original Grimm's fairy tale. I don't know.
Callum, where did you go? Callum, where did you go?
Maybe it was a bad idea to yell that. Whoa! You turn back and look where you're going, Swan. You're the driver. Face forward. Okay. Well, that was fun times. I see you, Callum. Let me off the Swan! Maybe I didn't see it. Maybe I just saw the posts. Can I get off? Thank you, dearie. Swan's gingerbread and chocolate achievement unlocked.
Callum!
Callum, why don't you just wait for your mother?
Hansel and Gretel. I used to read it to Callum when the electricity was shut off. Those poor children. The whole world against them. The forest, the birds, the old witch, even their own parents. I used to imagine that Callum and I were the kids in that story. Not mother and son, but brother and sister, hand in hand against the unkind world. We were always hungry, looking for our own house made of candy, looking for the sweetness that could take the pain away. Hunger leads people to desperate, terrible places where the tree branches reach like claws. Callum!
Which way did he...
Come back, Callum!
Follow the trail. Okay, so I guess this way. Is the garbage like the trail of white stones that Hansel left? Is that what I'm supposed to be gathering from this? Callum!
Don't hide from me, Callum!
Ugh. Callum! Stop it with your creepy noises. It's only just now starting to get dark, it feels like, so it's probably only going to get much worse from here. I guess we can sprint a little bit.
Callum? Where'd you go?
Oh, that was creepy. Callum, don't be creepy!
Another accident. This place.
What? The bear? With the thing shoved in its eye? Despite the constant interruptions to work, Atlantic Island Park will be opening on time. The governor is booked to cut the ribbons, so the only real question is whether we will have any customers. I'm not truly worried. The customers will come out of simple curiosity. I deducted what was needed from the burned band writings of Archie Henderson. It's astonishing to think that a resonance of positive emotions can be used to fuel such a process. Henderson himself chose to use negative, and that caused some of the taint that still lingers in this place. I will not make his mistakes. Very soon I will know if this has all been for nothing. Sorry about reading that so slow. I really am having some trouble reading the writing. It's very faded and small. Well, okay. That's what you get for letting a teddy bear drive. Another reason why I feel like this game is trying to tell us more than it's letting on. Did something happen with Callum in a car accident on the way to the park? Or the way home from the park?
This isn't a game, Callum.
Thank you, Callum. I appreciate the falling rocks.
Come out, sweetie.
Catch me, Mommy.
You're so creepy. I don't want to catch you. I just want to leave you here forever.
Where are you?
Mother duck said quack, 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 quack.
Oh boy, we're at the octopus. I might actually have trouble watching this. If we have to ride that thing, I might actually feel somewhat nauseous. I can't handle spinning rides. And I've played games before, namely Gmod Sandbox with Mark and Bob, where I've felt visibly nauseous from being spun around even in game. So this might not be a very pleasant experience for dear old Wadey here. Assuming I've got to ride this monstrosity.
Callum! Where did you go? Hello? This old thing used to make the blood run to my head. Make me dizzy.
Yeah. It's gonna make me sick if we have to ride this.
The guy just snapped. Those poor kids.
Let's see, eyewitness reports from an incident. The witness was Norma Creed. The statement says, "We were waiting for our turn on the ride, Frank, me, and the boys. This fellow in the chipmunk suit is making an ice carving while people took photographs. Lawrence wanted to go over to him, but I've always been a bit wary of those suits. They give me the creeps. It's silly, I know. Anyway, the chipmunk man, he was carving and picking away at the ice, and at first we thought he was making some animal, like a tiger or lion. But as more and more ice fell away, when you first looked, it was like a human face smiling out of that block of ice. But the more you looked at it, the more you saw that there was something not quite right about the proportions, something unnatural that made your heart begin to beat just a little bit faster, like you were prey and that thing in the ice was a hunter. But then these teenagers walked up and one of them made a face at the carving and said something rude to the guy in the chipmunk suit and then, well, he went berserk. For a few moments it was chaos. Everybody was running away from the guy who had one of the teenagers on the ground and he was stabbing with the ice pick and blood was spraying. The people were running and screaming and Frank and I had the kids and we were dragging them away as fast as we could. And the last thing I saw, before Frank dragged me away, was that the eyeball of one of those poor kids landed on the ice sculpture, making the horrible creature look more or less alive. Ugh. You read something like that, it makes you feel like something's right behind you.
Hello?
I don't know which way you are, you little brat. You ran away from me. How dare you? We could ride it here.
I can't get on while it's moving.
Okay. Decrease. I already feel the nausea coming on. Let's just, come on. Now it's coming to a stop. Oh, this is the worst idea in the history of ideas for me. I already can feel the nausea. Here goes nothing! Spinny, spinny, spinny. I might have to actually close my eyes if I start to feel sick. I've got a very low spinning tolerance. I can handle roller coasters, I can handle loops and corkscrews and hills. But going in a circle makes me feel really nasty. Callum? Why are we writing this if Callum's not even on it? Okay. What is that? What is that? What are you? I want off! I want off! I want off! Oh! I feel worse than a little nausea now. What is that? What? Who's that? What is that? I couldn't see it. We're gonna be on the outside of the fence if we're gonna look in there.
Callum?
feel like yelling's gonna get us killed. Alright, what's this way?
Stop! Callum! Treachery hides in thoughts. Treachery that lashes like a whip and scars our insides. The first time I saw Callum, my thoughts betrayed me.
What?
I looked down at this wrinkled, red, bawling thing and I thought, is that it? We build our world from expectations, and the world that I had built for Callum was no different. He was so real, so there, and so far from my expectations. And they shattered, and as they fell in pieces, that one treacherous thought became a new foundation. All of the love that we shared, all of the warmth and goodness that followed, built on a single, traitorous thought.
Oh, you really held on to that thought, huh? What is this? I saw a light flicker in here. Creepy. Hopefully we want to go in there. There's a note here. Alright, I'm gonna read this note and probably end the episode here, guys, because we're about 30 minutes in. Oh man, this is gonna take me a minute. I thought working in the park for a summer would be a lot of fun, but the end of season here really drags. There aren't that many tourists, and so most of the staff spend their time standing and gossiping, and most of that gossip is about Chad. I mean Steve, see? Even I'm starting to call him Chad, and I went to school with the guy. It's that goddamn suit. In the beginning it was a laugh. Steve, the local lush, as Chad, the chipmunk, child-friendly mascot at Atlantic Island Park. Lock up your daughters and all of that. But the more he wears that suit, the weirder Steve is getting. At first it was the little things, like refusing to change out of the suit at work and taking it home with him every day. But then I saw him at Susie's diner still wearing it, and it wasn't even a work day. Some of the staff complained discreetly, the park management, about the smell, and I saw him walking and talking with Mr. Winter, the owner, one day. But nothing seems to have changed. The suit still smells like a carcass whenever Steve walks by, and apparently Steve has picked up some new skills since the last time I saw him puking up in a gutter outside the something station, because he was sure as hell on a carve. He sure as hell can carve a mean ice sculpture. Puking. Okay. Well, anyway, those shapes he makes in the ice, though, they give me the creeps. Steve came by the booth today, lucky me, and had just hung around for a while. I couldn't really tell because of the suit, but it seemed like he was just staring at me, sizing me up. Eye-fucking me. Whatever he was doing. I asked him what he wanted, and he just stood there, not saying anything. Eventually I called my supervisor, and when he came by, Steve, wandered off. My supervisor told me to put everything in writing, so here it is. Also, I quit. I don't want to see that chipmunk suit ever again. Laura Henman? That's an— Oi! Oh, that's not cool, man. That wasn't cool.
Mommy needs to see you, Callum.
I'm trying to follow the— That's not cute at all. Okay, I don't think anything's— What?
Callum, tell Mommy where you are.
You're this way?
Wait for Mommy!
Oh, you're so creepy. I don't want to go back near this place. There's a monster inside.
Callum, come back here right now!
Oh, you've gotten so creepy, kid. Maybe he went to the Ferris wheel and not the bumper cars.
Where are you?
I'm gonna think he's this way.
Wait, Callum!
I think maybe he's over here. But we're gonna check it out in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been The Park, Part 1. Stay tuned for Part 2, where it looks like we're gonna have to backtrack and go back to where we just were, because that bridge is out. So, thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for Part 2 and whatever comes next. Until next time. See ya, guys. Thank you! I don't want whatever's in there. Oh god. Okay! Hey! You need to relax, game! Why is it so dark? All you can eat buffet of horror?